Hey everybody, it's Make Creations here. It's Sherry behind the camera and G in front of it. And G's gonna tell us what we're doing today.
So today we are gonna make these itty bitty bags. Aren't they so cute? A great way to use up your scraps and even scraps of vinyls that you have left over, scraps of zippers. So Sherry can come over here on this side and let you guys get a screenshot. I'm gonna put these up now.
This is a revised pattern.
Oh yeah. So this is the itty bitty bag. This is the revised. It was originally done by Christine's Home Affairs, and I have made some changes to it, and we'll teach you how to do it today. So these are the supplies that we're going to be using today. You can make a screenshot of this and make it easier on yourself. So Sherry will hold the camera there just for a second so you guys can get a screenshot. I will say that we're going to use one side of a 12-inch zipper. We're going to use two 7-inch pieces for our handles. We're going to have interfacing 2 pieces, 10.5 by 4.5. We're going to have our lining fabric, 10.5 by 4.5. We're going to have our main fabric, 10.5 by 3. And our bottom piece is 10.5 by 2. And so a great way to use up your scraps. The interfacing I'm using today is SF101. You can also use fusible fleece if you'd like. If you do use fusible fleece, I suggest that you just do it on the main panel. Once we sew these two together, we're going to refer to those as a panel. Together this makes a panel. So just go ahead and screenshot your pieces and let's get to this. Okay, so I wanted to explain this little piece that I made. This is a little template I made out of some Peltex scrap, and it's pretty sturdy because I'm going to be using this over and over, because once you make one of these, you're going to make 1,000 of them. So this is a 1-inch by 10.5-inch piece. I marked the center, and then I measured 1.25 inches on either side of that center marking. And then I marked 1.5 inches from the edge of both edges, okay? And this is a 1/2-inch box that I've cut out to help me box my corners easily. And so, anyway, a 1 by 10.5-inch template there, and you can make your own. Okay, so now I want to show you how to prepare your zippers, your zipper for handle and the 2 handles and the zipper. You're only using one side of that zipper. So this is a 12-inch cut here, and the handles are 2 7-inches. So what we're gonna do, I started off with a 20-inch zipper. I'm going to just cut off right here, right before the silver stopper here. And I'm gonna move this head down here, and I'm just gonna cut this off right before that silver part too. So now I'm going to just take this zipper head all the way off, and I'm going to need a 12-inch cut. That is for the bag. And I'll put this away because that's not the right size. And I'm going to get 2 7-inches. So I'm going to cut this at 7 and cut this at 14 and put this away. Now I've got my 2 handles and my zipper that I'm going to need. You're going to also need a zipper head. So I had misplaced mine from the other one, so you can also buy replacement zipper pulls as well. So that's what I'll be using on that today. So we're going to be making 2 of these at the same time to show you how fast and easy these are to chain stitch them.
Also, those little pieces that you cut off and you threw to the side, make sure you keep that, because you can make other things from that. So that's a good thing to have in your scraps.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is take our main body piece and our bottom piece, and we're gonna take these to the machine and sew them at 1/4 of an inch with 1/4 of an inch, and this is what our goal is. So I am gonna be sewing several of these today, but I just wanted to show you what the end result is, and then we're gonna put the interfacing on here. You'll notice right here that this doesn't go the full length of this, and that's perfectly fine. I was using up scraps, so I'm just encouraging you guys to use up your scraps of 101 and whatever. So if it doesn't go completely to the edge, that's fine. That's gonna get caught up in the seam and it'll be fine. So let's take these to the machine and sew them at 1/4 inch. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just put these two pieces right sides together, and I'm gonna stitch this at 1/4 of an inch. And I'm gonna be doing two at the same time, so I'm gonna just let my foot down and do a little back up at the beginning and end of this. And I'm sewing on a Janome M7 with an HP foot and plate, HP2 foot and HP plate. And so if you have directional fabric, just make sure that you're attaching your bottom piece to the bottom of that fabric and not the top.
Also, she's always getting the question about why she sews with gloves on. There's a couple of reasons. She don't like to touch the fabric. She has some kind of textural problem there. And then also, we like to moisturize our hands because they get so dry. So we put lotion on and then the gloves. So
I've got my two pieces. These are now going to be what we're going to refer to as our panel piece. So we're going to go and we're going to go to the ironing station and we'll press them open and apply our 101, our SF 101 interfacing to this. Okay, so now our object is to get our interfacing pieces onto our other pieces. So I will use the Teflon sheet when I'm doing that, but first I don't like to use the Teflon sheet when I'm pressing my seam open. It seems to slide more, so I'm going to just press this and seal my seam, and then I'm going to use the iron to push this over, and now we'll have this one panel piece right like that. I'll do it to the other one, just seal my seam in there, and then I'm going to use the iron to push it over, and that made the panel piece. So now we're going to need one of the lining pieces, a lining piece, and we're going to be putting the SF 101 on there. There's a right and a wrong side to the SF 101. If you feel it and it feels bumpy on one side and it doesn't on the other, the smooth side is what goes near your iron. The bumpy side goes towards your fabric because that's where the adhesive is. So be sure that you are not having the bumpy side up to where your iron is going to get ruined.
So bumpy equals adhesive.
Yes. So you want the smooth side against your iron. So we're just pressing this on here real quick, and that makes that one nice and sturdy. And now we'll do that to our panel. So we're gonna just line it up here. Like I said, if you're using scraps and stuff, it doesn't matter if it goes all the way to the edge or, you know, you're just using this to make the fabric just a little stiffer, give it a little bit more body, so that way that little itty bitty bag stands up nice.
And it's easier to work with.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that. I'll press it again from the front. Now, if you have anything sticking out that's gonna bother you, just go to your cutting station and just trim it. That's not gonna kill me, so I'm going to just prepare to use these two pieces. So that's it for this step. Okay, so now I have everything over here at the machine. Now I don't have to get back up. So just wanted to say, so this will make one bag, and that makes one bag. This makes another bag. We're gonna do 2 at the same time. We need a zipper pull for each. We need our template. We need our zipper pull installer. We need some little wonder clips, and we need a marking tool of some sort that will show up on your main panel here. And oh, and also some people may choose to top stitch on either side of that division on that panel. If you did want to do that, just top stitch it at an eighth of an inch away from that seam. I don't think it's necessary. Here's what it looks like if you are not doing that. So if you want to choose to do that, you can go ahead and do that step now. We're not going to be doing that. So, okay, let's get started. Okay, so now we're going to be marking our panel pieces for our handle placement. Okay, so what I'm going to do, since I'm doing 2 at the same time, I'm going to put my template on one like this, and then I'm going to take my marking tool and I'm going to just mark it here and here, and I'm going to mark it here and here. I'm not paying attention to the center. I'm going to mark this here and here. And I'm going to mark this here and here. Now, obviously, if you're only doing one, you'll just do it right like this. But since we're doing 2 at a time, this is the fast way to get 2 of them marked. Okay, so now we're going to take our handle, take one handle with the wrong side towards you, facing up, and I like to put my zipper teeth on the bottom when I'm orienting this, so I can just bend it up like this. So the goal is to just mark where our marking is. We're just going to put that zipper tape handle, that zipper handle. Now you can use ribbon, you can use pieces of binding left over, any of that.
You're going to place it in the middle
and
of the...
I'm just going to take that mark and just go right on top of it, centered on with my handle, and I'm going to clip it. Now my teeth are on the outside here, so I want to do that to the same thing to this other handle. Sometimes I got to flip it around to see. Now see, this isn't right because now my teeth are on the inside, so I want to do it on the outside. So I'm just going to cover that mark up right in the center of it and clip it. And I'm just going to bend this one the same way and make sure when I'm looking at my handle that the zipper teeth are on the exterior, on the outside of it. Okay, and that's how you mark. Now we're going to do that to both pieces. All right, so now we're ready to stabilize these handles. Like, we're going to sew them in place. You could go through here and just tack it on. We're just doing a basting stitch just to get them on. Or you could do like me and just go through the length of the whole thing. Yeah, waste a little bit of thread, but you're not starting and stopping and cutting your thread and restarting, because none of this is going to make a hill of beans difference. So we're just going to start right here before this handle, and with an 1/8 inch. Now, when you're coming up on the zipper, sometimes it'll try to move around on you. If you have to, stop right before the zipper and just hold it really tight, and then once you start onto it, just back up a little bit. And now we've got that one. We're gonna cut, and it only skews it a little bit on the side that the zipper teeth are on. So this next one goes really smooth because the zipper teeth are on this side. So we're just gonna go down through here. When we get on it, we're gonna go back and forth on it a little bit. We're just tacking these down in place. This is where you could cut your thread and then go again, but it takes more time to do that. So right here before, see how the zipper is moving? I'm gonna raise my foot and just let it go back to where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna take that stitch, I'm gonna back up. I'm just doing it on the very edge, even less than 1/8 of an inch, just to get these tacked down there right, okay? And I'm gonna do that to the next one. And so I'm just gonna come off of that and come right back onto here. And I'm gonna cut this off so it doesn't sling around back in there. And now I'm going to hold this in place, and when I'm coming up, see how it's skewing? Just let your foot raise up a minute, and I should have, my machine, if you push this first button here, every time you stop, it'll raise the foot, and I should have had that pushed, but I didn't. So now I just raised it up. I'm gonna go across it real quick, and then back up. I'm gonna come down to this one, and it stays in place because it's not coming up on that zipper on the foot. Here's where it's gonna skew a little bit again. So I'm gonna stop right before it, let it straighten back out. Get it tacked on there. I'm gonna keep coming through here and tack this handle down, and then we're done with that part. So we've done both of our pieces. We have them both, our handles tacked down. So our next step, I'm gonna just cut this thread here. Our next step is we're gonna take our zipper and we're gonna put it face down. In other words, the teeth are facing our fabric. Wrong side of the zipper is facing up. And we're going to just baste this in place as well. So you can put pins if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
You're supposed to have a little overhang like she does.
Yeah, you want to have a little bit left over. You don't have to have that much overhang, but so just make sure that your zipper teeth are towards the inside. The straight edge of this tape is towards your needle, and we're just gonna baste this whole thing in place. This will make it easier to do the lining without having to try to sandwich that zipper in at the same time.
And you're using what stitch length?
I'm just using a 2.4 right now. I'm really just getting this tacked down right on the edge. And then we'll come through and actually apply our lining piece. And but this right here makes it so much easier than fighting the pieces to sandwich a zipper in. So then we're just gonna keep going on to this next piece here.
You know, G's all about working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, and faster. And so if you're, obviously when you're explaining, it takes a little bit longer, but if you're just sewing these on, they go really, really quick. And it makes for a nice gift. Sherry, tell them the ideas that you had for people to use these for.
So I said that you could give these to put your gift cards in for birthdays or anniversaries or whatever, Christmas. And then also you could, if you're just going to give a bag away, don't give it empty. You can put chapstick in there. So I thought
Sherry's all about her million things of chapstick.
Yeah.
And lip stuff.
And right now I have 0 on my lips.
So we can now take our lining piece, right sides together, right on top of that zipper where we just basted that zipper on. Now this zipper's not going to be flailing around while we're trying to get this lining piece on. So we're going to match this up just along this edge here. You can use clips or not, however you feel comfortable doing it. And you just want to line this up like this. And do that to both of them. Right now we're not worried about that zipper being too long. It's better to have a little bit more to work with in case things shift. You know, when you sew, things do shift. And so if you just have a little extra leeway, it's even better. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to 1/4 inch sew this right along the edge of my foot, this way I'm not changing my feet back and forth to do zippers, and it just makes this go a lot faster. So right now I'm just going through, getting this tacked on here with the zipper here. I backed up at the end, at the start and the stop of that. If you don't do that, that's fine too, because it's just going to get sewn in again. I'll just clip this off. So
You're sewing that as a 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch, yes. And we're just going right along the edge here, matching up all our edges like that. And that's that. So next, we want to take both of our things out of the machine, and now we're going to just press this with our finger like this and pull our zipper a little bit and match these two things up, and just put a clip and just run your finger right along here so you can top stitch this zipper in place. Now, if it's not matching exactly, don't worry about that. It's going to be just fine. So just go like this, and we're going to put it right here in the machine, and we're going to top stitch it. I like to use a 3.4 stitch length when I'm top stitching. So that's what I'm going to do right here. I'm following this marking I have on my foot, is the middle of this foot, right along this black top, the black edge here, and that's giving me a nice 1/8 of an inch top stitching with a 3.4 stitch length. And we're going to do that to the next one. Now just top stitching on both of these. And this one's off, but I'm not even worried about it. Okay, so this is what you look like right here. Now these aren't matched up perfectly, and it's not bothering me too bad. This one's a little bit more than I would like, but let's just cut this zipper to be the same width as this. Actually, we can just trim this up and make it all even, more even, okay? And it's not gonna hurt anything. And then we'll trim this zipper off as well, straight along with our fabric. And then same as this one, I'm gonna go like this and cut this off. And here I'm gonna cut this off. And that's that. Get rid of all your junk, and I'll show you what to do next. All right, you guys, I totally screwed up. We got all this filmed all the way to where I was gonna flip the bags the right side out, and realized I never did show you guys how to put the zipper pull in, because these two, I forgot to put the zipper in. So I had enough of this.
That is the look of pure disgust.
I'm just so
But you know
upset.
what, you guys, it's real life sewing, and this stuff happens.
And I had one panel left of this that I had made for another bag. And so the back side is totally different from the ones we started the video with, but I got it to this point, and we can go from there. So
We'll only be making the one bag.
yeah. So your bag looks like this right now. We've cut the zippers off to be at the same as the sides of your panel and your other piece. And I'm not caring that this didn't match up exactly. I'm fine with that. The next thing we got to do is put our zipper head on. Okay, so now we're going to take our zipper pull, and we're going to put it with the dangly part inside of our zipper pull installer, and push this down. It's going to hold that in place.
That's a number 3 zipper head.
Yes, this one's a number 3, and it is, the round part is up here, the flat part's down here. We're going to install this zipper onto our zipper pull, onto our zipper by going in at an angle and pushing. You want to try to push at the same time, get it even, push this out, tuck these handles in here, and close your zipper about halfway. And it should look like this right now, okay? So now you'll see that it's kind of wanting to flip up anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this, it should look like this right now. Your handles are in here out of the way. The most important thing for this next step is to match up these two seams, because if you don't have them matched up, it's gonna look wonky on your bag. So we're gonna just marry those two seams, make it match up. We're gonna clip it in place, and we're gonna clip this whole side. I just kind of push my zipper onto one side and match this up in here. I'll put a clip and then match this the rest of the way. Okay. Put another little clippy clip here or something. What you're most concerned with on this seam is where you've matched up at. So you want to sew it from that seam first, and we're gonna back stitch, and I'll even back stitch where the two seams are together in there, and then come on through. So we're gonna do this with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. We'll start, and then we'll just back up a little bit and come down through, and I'm really holding this in place where the two seams came together, and I'm back stitching right there. And now I'm just gonna come through the rest of this. Now this is uneven right here, but it's fine because I'm on that side of the 1/4 inch. So I'm just following this foot along the edge of my project. When I get to my zipper, I'll slow down a little bit, and I'm gonna also back up where the zipper is just to reinforce that. And then I'm gonna come through the rest of my side here until I get to about a 1/4 inch, and I'm gonna check it, and I'm off a little bit, so I'll take another stitch, and then I'm gonna turn, and now I'm at a 1/4 inch going down through here. Now, as you can see, this is the lining part. This is not the part that had the two colors here. It's not this end, it's the lining edge. So we're gonna sew this at a 1/4 inch, but we're gonna make sure we leave about 3 fingers worth to open so that we can turn this whole bag out.
And if you need to mark it to remember.
Yeah, you can also mark it and say, okay, from here to here, I'm not gonna stitch. It's about 3 fingers. And so we'll go down to here, and we'll back up and reinforce those stitches, because I'm gonna be pulling the whole bag through this hole. So I don't wanna rip my stitches. So I'm gonna raise my needle, and I'm gonna come down to here.
You like to do the back up at the front and the back.
Yeah, I didn't do it here,
that
but
seam.
it's fine. I'm gonna go right here and back stitch, you know, pretty good. That way it's nice and reinforced. And then I'm gonna come down through here and back stitch here. And now I can take this out. Okay, so now you've got this one seam left to do. So we're gonna turn it around, and we're gonna smash it down a little bit. We're gonna 1/4 inch this, back it up, and we're gonna sew it closed. And we're not worried about sewing it closed because we've got our opening in the lining piece, which we will go and cut this thread off, and then we'll show you what to do next. Okay, so now it should look like that. If you noticed, I went and double stitched that because I realized I wasn't even on the right stitch length. It's probably not a good day to be making a video, but let's just get through this.
So your stitch length is supposed to be at 2.4.
Yeah, I had it at 3.4 because I had been top stitching and I didn't switch it over. So anyway,
Real life sewing, y'all.
Yep, that's why it's double stitched right there. So next we're gonna get our template out and I'll show you how to use it. All right, so this is your template you made earlier, or if you didn't, you're just gonna be boxing these corners with a 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna match up my template to my stitch line, and I'm gonna take a marking utensil and draw this 1/2 inch square from stitch line to stitch line. Now this one doesn't have 2 stitch lines, so we'll just line this up with the stitch line and the fold, and it'll be just fine, promise. And then again, this and this to the stitch line and the fold, and mark it out. And then from stitch line to stitch line again. So now often I like to reinforce where I'm going to be cutting, so I would reinforce here and here, but I've already double stitched these lines, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to hurry up and cut these out and sew them up. So we're just going to cut these boxes, and then I'll show you how to box them up. All right, so I have cut out all my boxes. I just want to say that if you would like to go and reinforce these stitches where you're going to be squeezing to make your box, you can, but it's a small project and you can get through it really quick, and you might not have to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze these pieces and make our seams match. So see there, we're going to put these 2 seams together, and we're going to push one to one side and one to the other, and that's going to make this nicely boxed corner. Okay, so there you go. We're going to put a pin in it. We'll do this side too.
A clip in it.
A clip in it. So we're going to pull these sides out so that our seams match. And since this one is going this way, this seam, I'll make it push that way as well. So I'll push that over there and push this over here, and I'll put a clip in it. And we're going to do that to all of the corners.
We'll watch you, because this part is crucial, and G makes it so easy.
So this one doesn't have a stitch line, it's got the fold. So we're just going to pull these apart, and we'll make that fold hit where this seam is. And this seam is going that way, so we'll make this one go that way as well. It just makes for a little bit neater execution. And we'll do this one. I'll pinch here and pull it, and this seam is going that way, so this one I'll have it going that way as well. Okay, so now your bag should look like that. Okay, so now we are going to take each clip off only one at a time, and we're going to put this in our machine, and we're going to do a 1/4 inch seam. We're going to back up, and literally it's so small that I end up backing up on the whole thing, you know, and then you can come back. It just really reinforces that boxed corner. And then you can just each time make sure that you're only removing the clip right when you're going to put it in the machine, so nothing moves. I kind of squeeze on it a little bit, throw it in there, back it up, get it going across there, and that's it. It's really fast, and like I said, if you just take your clip off and squeeze it, and then shove it in your machine, you can push your bag out of the way so you can get this put in there. This one without the sew lines, it kind of looks a little weird, but it works out just fine. Clip that off, let's see. And now I've got my last one. I'm gonna put it in there. Doesn't matter from which direction you sew them. Just get it get it squoze
together.
Yeah, just squeeze it together and then throw it in your machine. Now we can clip away all these threads that we have so they don't bother you, and we'll show you what to do next. Okay, so your bag should look like this, and like this, and like this, and I am going to turn one of these inside out so you can see what it looks like
when you mess
up. I mean, well, I can show you this one. This one I messed up. I did the same mistake before, and it doesn't have a zipper, and look how cute it still is. It can just be a drop-in little tote bag instead of a zipper bag. So, anyway, you're going to take your thumb and put it in that hole and feel for where your zipper is, and then kind of make your zipper open up all the way. That'll make things easier. You can do however you can grab a hold of that and make it open inside there a little easier. So a little wider. So do that. It's really not that fiddly. I don't know why today I'm having such issues. There, I've got it all pushed open.
I don't know if you guys can, you hear that? Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but this is what kind of sewing day we're having up in this sweatshop today. It never rains and has thunderstorms in Las Vegas, hardly ever.
Yeah.
Right now it's thundering outside. It hasn't started raining yet, but it's
only because we're filming,
right.
And because
So I wanted to address the thunder in case people thought it was my stomach growling or something.
Okay, so I'm just going to put my thumb in here. My zipper's all the way open inside of here, and I'm just going to start pushing this bag through this opening. And if you left yourself about 3 fingers, it's not that hard to get it to go through. Probably I'll struggle because it's just this kind of a day. But anyway, just get it pushed all the way through.
You did just fine.
And I did just fine. But, I mean, today it's hard telling what is going to happen. Get your straps out of the way there.
What's
your
happening
handles.
is real life sewing in real life situations.
Yeah. I mean, we filmed. Luckily, we had stopped and started because we were able to salvage the front part of this video and then just have to redo from where, we left off. But we've got those other ones. We could do a blooper reel or something. That's, oh my gosh. So anyway, you want to put your straps like this, or your handles like this, and you're going to pull this inside the interior bag out, the lining piece out. Push out your corners like that. And while you have this open, you can push out your corners if they're not good on your bottom piece too. Just push them all out. And now the only last thing you have to do is sew this little lining back together. So what I do is I just put my fingers in there and I get this to form a seam like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. All you need to do is close that up. Now normally I would not be using black thread to close this up. If I were using such a light lining, I would have used something to match it up, but it was going with my other bags. The interior were black.
The blooper bags.
The blooper bags, yeah. So I'm gonna just stick this in here first. So I don't have a rat's nest, I'll just get a little leader and I'm gonna stick this in here. And I'm gonna take a couple stitches and back stitch a little bit, just a little bit. And all I'm doing is closing that opening up. And I usually hold my finger where the end was, but I let go of it. So now I'm gonna go here and just stitch off of it a little bit. And then cut my threads off and turn this bag. Push this right back through here. Push out my corners with my hand in the lining. And as you can see, this matched up perfectly. Thank you, Jesus. I don't know if you can even see it.
Yes.
So anyway, that matched up, and that's what you wanted to be concerned with when you were lining up those pieces. You can push your finger in here and push up on that zipper a little bit and push that lining down in there nice and zip it, and there you have it.
Cute little itty bitty
You
bag.
have a cute bag. Why I didn't have this light on, I have no idea. Is that better?
Yeah, it was okay, but
Okay.
yeah, I've been wondering why there's a shadow
Yeah.
instead of a light. But
Yeah, I forgot to turn the light on. So yet another screw up, blooper,
But
whatever.
look how cute this bag is. Perfect.
I mean, right? And these, I mean, if you turn this one out, it's gonna be cute too. But you know what? I'm so aggravated. I'm not even gonna do that. Anyway, this is
Hold the
your
little bitty bag by
itty
its
bitty
handle.
bag.
Isn't that so cute?
Isn't it cute?
All
And
right.
I hope you enjoyed this video. And we really appreciate your support in watching our videos and invite you to subscribe. And if you like and comment and share on this video,
Share it to your sewing friends and tell them we're not usually this haphazard. Oops.
oh, see, now she's about to drop the phone.
Anyway, we're gonna give this bag away to somebody who likes, comments, and shares. We're gonna put everybody who does that in a raffle and send this to you when you win it.
If you want. I mean, it's so cute, right?
Yeah,
Sherry will put you on her digital wheel thingy and
and we'll do a little
we'll do-
drawing.
yeah. So thank you very much for watching and putting up with us, and actually me, because I was the one that was kind of way off today. But anyway,
It's
There's
because
your-
it's thundering outside.
yeah, I
Dee.
mean, we don't even know how to act today because of all this thunder. And anyway, there you have it, the itty bitty bag.